You look just as suspect as I do.
You're about to get a violation if you do live
You for what? Walking through the parking lot?
for being confrontational.
You're following me. You asked me, do I live here, right?
Yes, I did.
And what did I tell you?
Basically told me to screw off.
If he is a security guard and he's trying to identify and prove that
I don't know that though.
Okay.
Look at him. I've never seen him before.
What's your name, man?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, here's the deal. You are going to answer my questions, or when my other officer gets here, you're going to go to jail for obstruction.
That's just the way it is. You can provide your name or you can sit here until you do. That's just the way it's going to work.
And then what? You still charge me with obstruction. So you charging me with or without my name?
Well, you're not.
What's good, YouTube? It's BBcast back in with another video and another reaction. And in today's video is from Joplin Police Department, where this Joplin police officer arrested this guy who stays at this apartment complex. What happened was there was a security guard who called the cops on this guy because he said that he wasn't giving his ID to prove that he lives here, in which the guy definitely does live there. He was just walking around minding his business, and whenever he didn't give that security guard his ID, he called the cops, and the cops asked for his ID, and he said, I ain't giving y'all my ID either. And it got this officer all stirred up, because you know what happens when you don't give officers your IDs. I'm gonna watch it, give my reaction. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section, and let's get into the video.
Police gonna take to get here?
Not very long, I hope.
Good. Cause I don't answer questions.
I respect that.
No, you don't.
I'm trying to.
No, you don't, because you're following me around, harassing me, bro.
Pretty simple question to answer.
No, it's not. I don't know you. You're not driving around in a marked car, bro. You got a fucking beanie and a hoodie on. You look like a suck. That don't mean shit to me, bro.
Property owner. I work for them.
Good for you. That don't mean nothing. That car is not marked, bro. You walking around here in all dark in a fucking hoodie.
That's why
Okay.
it's not marked.
Okay, but you walking around here, you look just as suspect as I
You're
do.
about to get a violation if you do live
You
here.
look as suspect as I. For what? Walking through the parking lot?
For being confrontational.
You're following me.
And I've asked you a simple question.
No, and I answered it.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I answered it. You asked me, do I live here, right?
Building C on the northeast side.
You asked me, do I live here, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and what did I tell you?
You basically told me to screw off.
I told you why. Yes, I do. Why are you following me? You said, okay, have a good night, and got in your car.
Because I had my apartment manager on the line before I had the police on the line.
You gonna...
He would say apartment whatever, building whatever.
You didn't ask me that.
I did.
No, you did not.
Cursing at me.
Bro, no, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Yo, wow. Yeah, live for the camera. I should have put you on camera as soon as we got out the car. Live for the camera, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
Sure will. I'm surprised he doesn't hear this guy yelling at me.
Ain't nobody yelling. Sorry if my voice carries a little bit more than yours do.
I have the ability to control myself.
No, you don't. Because if you controlled yourself, you would be doing something else. You ain't stopped them two people from walking. You ain't stopped them two people walking. You ain't stopped them two people from walking. I live in building G, homeboy.
They're not yelling at me.
I live in building G, homeboy. Now what? What else you want to know? What else do you want to know? Oh, then have a nice day. You just said that. You asked me everything you wanted to know, right?
You want to answer what?
I just told you.
Where?
Bro.
What'd you say?
I just told you the building.
Which one?
I just told. Now you playing dumb.
Notice when the police comes up, that's when he wants to play stupid, because he really wants the cop to be on his side. He's finna play that role like, oh yeah, he didn't tell me where he lived at, when he literally just told the security guard.
Bro.
What'd you say?
I just told you the building.
Which one?
I just told. Now you playing dumb. I'm gonna play this back for you in a second. I'm gonna play this back for you in a second, because he swear up and down I didn't just tell him what building I live in, when it's a fact. I did. Have a nice night, bro.
So what's going on?
He's following me, bro. I'm outside walking around, just getting some air. I got 3 kids that live with me. I got 4, but you know, shit. I can't walk through my complex without this dude. He pulled up on me down there, drove all the way. As soon as I walk down there, he gonna pull up, talking about, and then just pulled over. So I stopped to look at what he's doing. Now, as a tenant, I know there's been an issue with break-ins. My vehicle's been broken into. He ain't pulled up nowhere.
Right.
He ain't pulled up nowhere. He asked, do you live here? I said, yes, I do. Why are you following? Why are you bothering me? He said, have a good night. He got in his car. I was walking this way. Drove down here to the end, parked. I walked through this little back thing right here. He gonna leave his little parking spot and drive where I'm walking to avoid confrontation because I already know he's on some bullshit. I turn around and start walking back to my unit. He come walking up behind me hella quick. Excuse me. Bro, why are you following me?
Okay. So, okay, and I understand. So I understand where you're coming from. Just hear me out. Okay. I don't know what's going on.
I know. You just pulled up on the scene. You just pulled up.
All I know is that he's claiming to be security. Or you're security here.
And he's claiming that, but he did not identify. He just said he's security from. But I'm saying.
Listen to me.
But
Can you listen to me for just a second?
Okay. Yep.
Let's say he is security. Let's hear him out. Okay. He's security of the complex. He has a right to identify some people who he believes.
But
look how many people.
He didn't do that.
Live here. Okay.
He didn't do that.
Did he ask you where you live though?
No. He said, "Do you live here?"
Right.
I
So
said yes.
Okay. So.
I said I'm not. It said have a nice night. He got back in his car and drove back off like that was it, and it was done.
I understand that. But
So now all of a sudden, he talking about he already done jumped on the phone with a manager and jumped on the phone with Joplin PD. So he already got y'all en route long before he even come approach me. Like
right,
so, but no. I listened to
verify.
you. He was
you
not.
haven't listened to me. You've interrupted
He was
me
not.
multiple times.
He was
It's on
not.
your own recording that you've interrupted me. So
You just interrupted me.
because I'm here now.
You
so
just
let
interrupted me.
Okay, but I'm here now, so let me talk so we can get this over with and I can leave. You can go home.
Well, do what you got to do because I don't answer questions, especially the law enforcement.
Okay. If he is a security guard and he's trying to identify and prove that you
I
live
don't know
here,
that though.
Okay.
Look at him.
What about him?
Look at him.
Yeah, he is.
The security guards, a sweatshirt with a logo on it, don't make me feel good. That looks suspicious to me.
Okay.
You in a dark car, you pull over, you got a hood on.
Okay.
I've never seen him before.
What's your name, man?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, here's the deal. You are going to answer my questions, or when my other officer gets here, you're going to go to jail for obstruction. I'm here investigating
Obstruction of what?
Possible trespassing, because you're not proving to the security guard that you live here.
He
Already judging from how this officer was talking to this guy in the beginning, I already felt like it was going to go down like this, especially him saying, oh, and you're going to ID to me.
I don't answer questions.
Okay, here's the deal. You are going to answer my questions, or when my other officer gets here, you're going to go to jail for obstruction. I'm here investigating
Obstruction of what?
Possible trespassing, because you're not proving to the security guard that you live here.
He didn't ask for proof. What? He just and I got
So
that on.
okay.
But listen.
Okay. So
but listen.
prove to him that
Listen.
you live here.
I also have that on video.
Prove to him.
I have
right
that
now,
on video.
Prove to him right now that you live here.
I have that
and
on
you can go
video.
home. If you don't want to prove
I have
to
that
him,
on video. I have it on
My
video.
manager online. All I need is your name or your apartment.
I have it on video.
That's all you need to say.
I have it on video. I don't see.
It's red, which means it's recording. Okay.
That doesn't mean that
Here's
could
the
be
deal.
battery low.
Here's the deal. I'm not going to argue with you. You can either identify yourself and prove that you live here, or me and this officer are going to take you to jail for obstruction.
That officer with the who? Civilian in the car? Obstruction of what?
Okay. So you don't know who he is? And
What law? I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is.
Turn around.
Whoa.
It's too
Hold
late.
on. Where's
Too
the
late.
sergeant?
Too late.
No.
Turn around.
Hey,
This is
what are you
ridiculous.
doing? What are you doing?
This is ridiculous, man.
It is ridiculous.
So I'm going to have you on that metal bench to your right.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know who he is. He won't tell me who he is, so.
You wouldn't tell me who you were.
Okay.
The evidence who he is, isn't it?
No, when I first asked him, he told me he didn't want to tell me that it would be on the paperwork.
Well,
Do you have any idea?
You're gonna deny it? No, I didn't take it with me when I left the house. I was just going on a little
Why
walk.
don't you provide this officer who you are then?
I don't answer questions. I like a lawyer. I've been Mirandized. I don't know it.
He doesn't have to Mirandise you to ask you who you are.
I haven't been Mirandized. But I don't answer questions. I don't even know why I'm here.
Was it not explained to you that you were on property and you were contacted by the security agency that was hired?
I did not know he was a security guard. He looked suspicious to me. I actually stopped to see what he was doing.
Okay, then why won't you tell this officer who you are?
Because when we first made contact and I asked him who he was, he told me he wasn't going to. You'll see it on the report. He decided he wanted to go off and listen to what the this, that, and the other, and tell me this, that, and as soon as Bentley showed up, well, he didn't say Bentley, I got Bentley's name, Bentley identified himself, that he was going to take me to jail for obstruction. Obstruction of what?
Do you realize anytime you're contacted by a law enforcement officer and they ask you who you are, you're required to provide it to them for a middle investigation?
I don't think that's right. I've seen quite a bit where that's not the case.
Well, you may not think it's right, but that's the law. That's what it says.
What law is that? Did I have to tell
It's in
you?
state statute.
Did I have to tell you who I am?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What statute is that?
It's in state federal code and U.S. and Missouri statutes. I'm not
I'd like,
going to give it to you.
can I see it? I'll see it. If I see it, I'll be more than happy to court. Can you pull it up, man? You got it.
You can sit here all night till you tell us who you are, or they roll your friends. For what? How much do we have to explain to you?
Because I've seen numerous cases where officers have stopped someone and they did not have to identify themselves because they were not suspected of or in the commission of a crime. So I don't.
Do you live in the apartment complex you're at?
Absolutely, I do, and I've given them plenty of things to let them know that I do live there.
Did you give them your name?
I gave them the manager's name.
Did you give them your name?
Does that prove I live there?
When the man's on the phone with the management and you give him your name, that does prove that you live there.
He didn't tell me he was on the phone with management, or that's what he was doing. Honest, I have and he asked what building I lived in. I did give him that much, and then he said I didn't do that, and that's on camera.
I can walk by any building there and come up with an address.
Exactly. So
what does that? Live there.
So what does that mean?
What's the harm in giving the man your name so they know who you are?
I didn't know who he was.
Do you not know who that is? Can you see him?
He didn't want to identify himself either.
Is it not identified, police, Winstead?
I don't know what his badge number is. Doesn't he have to give his name and badge number when asked?
You tell him your name?
I did.
Later on, after conversing,
Bentley.
after conversing with Bentley, he decided to come to the car and let me know who he was, and then tell me because he didn't like my attitude, he was taking me to jail.
Okay. Bottom line is you're
I
required.
didn't know attitude was a crime.
So you're going to be charged with obstruction. That's just the way it is. You can provide your name, or you can sit here till you do. That's just the way it's going to work.
So and then what? You still charge me with obstruction?
Yes.
Yeah. So you charging me with or without my name?
Well, you're not. You're going to sit here until we find out who you are.
But you're charging me with or without my name, right?
You're going to sit here until we find out who you are. You're not going to be released from this facility until we know who you are. And that's up to you. If you want to sit there and play this game, you can sit. Or they'll roll your prints and find out who you are that way. That's up to you.
Telling you my name isn't going to tell you where I live.
Okay. He can verify that you live there with your name. But if you're not going to give it to him, then
who? The security or
security officer that's there? It's been hired by the apartment complex.
Okay, so
all the problems they're having over there.
Did I know the theft of breaking?
Honestly, it still amazes me the great lengths officers go to whenever they don't get what they want. I swear they act like children, bro. Whenever they don't get what they want, they're gonna have you sitting there for hours until they get what they want, and that's a sad reality of it.
And then when these guys show up, when these officers show up, and they're investigating someone who may or may not live there because you won't provide your information on to the security guard who's been hired by the complex.
He didn't ask for my information.
And hear me out. When these guys get there and you don't want to give it to them, that's obstruction because they're in the middle of an investigation.
Okay.
That's what got you.
Are you the sergeant, right?
I am.
Okay. Because I asked to speak to you. So can I talk to you and tell you what happened, the chain of
Well,
events.
I already know how you got here
Oh.
because you wouldn't tell me you are.
Okay, so you're biased. You don't want to go on a fact find.
I'm not going to sit and argue with it. You can discuss this with the judge why you didn't want to give your information. So you can either provide it to the staff or you can sit here until they identify it. That's the way it's going to shake out. It's up to them what he decides to do.
And that's the end of that video. And my take on that, it was like the simple fact how petty that security guard officer was. And then when the police got here, this police officer, it was real crazy how petty he got whenever he didn't get this guy's ID. But like with the security guard, they all started just because he said, oh, well, you know, you told me to screw off. Like right here.
You asked me, do I live here, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and what did I tell you?
You basically told me to screw off.
He clearly felt some type of way how this guy was talking to him and then tried to say, well, I'm going to find out where you're at and I'm going to give you a violation. Like right here.
Look just as suspect as I do.
About to get a violation if you do live.
You looking suspect.
It was like the simple fact he's saying that he's going to give this dude a violation for being confrontational, when in reality it's all because he got his feelings hurt. And then when the police officer got here, it didn't make it any better. Like right here.
Before,
What's your name, man?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, here's the deal. You are going to answer my questions, or when my other officer gets here, you're going to go to jail for obstruction.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like when this officer came, he didn't make this situation any better, where he was like talking about, well, you're going to ID to me. You're going to give me your ID. Just trying to have a power trip, all because this guy didn't have to ID. He was minding his own business at the end of the day. For him minding his own business and him not doing anything, it caused all of this to happen.
Hear me out. When these guys get there and you don't want to give it to them, that's obstruction because they're in the middle of an investigation.
And like I said, man, this dude ain't do nothing wrong but just minding his business. And all because this security officer felt petty and felt like this guy needed to ID to him and he wanted that power, caused all of this to happen when this guy was just chilling outside of his own apartment. That's my take on it, though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section, how you feel about the Joplin Police Department for arresting this guy for basically just minding his own business, and all because the security guard felt some type of way and he was upset and wanted to be a crybaby because he couldn't get his ID. And then the officers decided to be a crybaby because they couldn't get his ID, and so they just made him sit in jail just for them to charge him with obstruction, just because they can. When, like I said, all this guy doing was just minding his own business at the end of the day. That's my take on it, though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section. Make sure to like, subscribe, and y'all have a wonderful day.